Usman, let me know if you see the stream on Twitter. I'll check Twitch. Great. Okay, great. Okay, I think we can get started. You two can take it away.
Cool, sick. Today, really excited to be here with Galxe, and I was just doing like NFTs, soulbound tokens. They have quite a history, even with ETH. So really excited to see what you guys are building. So first off, how you doing, man? Who do we have on Galxe front?
Yeah, I'm fantastic. Thanks for asking. My name is Jake. I'm part of the BD team here at Galxe. We're really thrilled to be doing this workshop. Excited to show our tools and how we think we're able to benefit, the creator community through soulbound tokens. So once again, just thanks so much for having us. We're psyched. We're thrilled to get started.
Thank you so much for coming up and teaching people about this stuff, because of course, at the hackathon, we've got a lot, and with the workshops that you guys are hosting, it's just an opportunity for a lot of devs to guess pathways they could take to tackle these couple of different problems that we're bringing on the hackathon. But not only that, it allows for normies like me as well to just kind of get a better tech that goes on behind the scenes with Solana NFTs.
Of course, definitely. And I think the great thing is we've had exposure to the Solana community before. When we ran a campaign with the Solana Foundation called 2022, it was going to be so cool. So it was a bunch of the top dApps projects running on Solana that Solana brought in to drive exposure to their ecosystem, to drive on-chain and off-chain growth. And I can confidently say that I believe Galxe is some of the best growth tools on-chain and off-chain. And I think in the space it can be quite difficult to drive growth as well as retention, or find ways to retain users. So I think at Galxe we've done a pretty good job of giving developers and creators the tools to create on-chain loyalty programs, to understand who their audience is, so they can better engage with their users and relate to them more.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're really excited to see what you guys have built, and yeah, it's all yours. I mean, you guys are called Galxe, so bring us out of this world. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. We are called Galxe. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go over a quick agenda of what you guys can expect today from this workshop. And what we're also going to do, we're going to go over a demo of the Galxe platform to show you the infrastructure, show you its functionality, and how you can leverage our tools to really grow, your project, your collection, and your protocol. So what I'll do right now, I'll go to the agenda. So we're calling this workshop Beyond Royalties, Monetization with Soulbound Tokens. And we're going to be discussing the importance and use cases of Soulbound tokens in regards to creator monetization, how you can leverage these Soulbound tokens and Galxe's tools to, like I said, understand who your audience is and really build out these on-chain loyalty programs, which in my opinion is pretty underrated. So we'll start off with what is Galxe. Really, our goal and our mission is, like I said, to allow devs, to creators, allow them to leverage these tools to grow on-chain and off-chain, and allow users, to own their data, and as well as, allow these applications to make sure the ones that need the data, they're able to have access to it. They're able to have this data in their own hands, just to make everything more decentralized. Our experience, we started about 1.5 years ago. And we've grown to a Galxe ID user base of 8 million active Galxe ID users. We work with over 1,000 ecosystem partners, and we have thousands of credentials that have been curated into the Galxe ecosystem. We've worked with Optimism, we worked with Solana, we worked with Arbitrum, Moonbeam, where we've actually worked with their foundations and put together these big ecosystem campaigns. We worked with NFT drops, NFT collections, and any type of dApp to really help them grow on-chain and off-chain. And really the power of Galxe, where our bread and butter is the off-chain and on-chain credentials, where we can credential any of the following. And the great thing about it is we can credential it very easily and very quickly, where we can do EVM address, we can do Solana address, we can credential an email. Maybe it's a Web2 user and they don't have a wallet, or they don't know how to claim with the wallet. Basically, the user can come to Galxe, they can tie their email to their Galxe ID and claim via email address. We can also credential and track a Discord AMA, where my favorite part is really a user who, you can decide how long a user needs to attend this AMA in order for them to get credentialed, where we connect to the Discord API and we pull this information instantaneously to make it a much easier and a much smoother claiming process. We can credential certain roles or channels in a Discord where maybe there's a high level user in your Discord. You can give them a badge which represents that role and that level. We find that users really love this credential. Our creators love this credential. And it's really neat to be able to, recognize someone's role inside of Discord from, the work that they put in to achieve that role. What we can also do, we can credential snapshot votes and snapshot proposals, where a user comes to vote on snapshot on your proposal. The claim button can be integrated right into Galxe in order for them, to claim that NFT that represents, okay, I voted in this proposal. We can credential GitHub. And then one of my, ultimate favorites is our Twitter credentials. So what we can credential on the Twitter side is Twitter follow, followed by. We can credential a Twitter space, which is exactly like the Discord AMA. It's just on Twitter. We can credential retweet, quote tweet, and like. So what I'm going to do now, let me just jump into the Galxe website to show you how these credentials are curated, how these credentials are generated. So here's the Galxe website. You can find us at galxe.com, GALXE.com. So as you can see, we have over 10,000 plus credentials curated, almost 1,200 ecosystem partners, 7,700 plus credential-based campaigns, and 8 million plus Galxe ID users. And then we'll have our spaces. So anybody that runs a campaign on Galxe will have their own space where all their campaigns live. So any of you creators or who are looking to launch a campaign on Galxe, what you'll have is something exactly like this, where any user can go in and click, on your space to find all the campaigns that you're, that you're launching and running under Galxe. And I think something really unique to Galxe is our loyal community. They're very strong, they're very active, and the great thing about it is they're always looking for new protocols, new projects to try out. So you're going to drive new growth, especially with this 8 million, plus Galxe ID user community. And obviously the whole point is you don't want them to come back one time. You want them to come back 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So really the conversion rate is quite strong. And, many users always looking for new projects to try out. And now we can explore the world of digital credentials, where this is where all the credentials are going to lay in the Galxe ecosystem. And, for example, you can see Stepin Double Earner, MVB, August Monthly Stars, Galxe Twitter Follower, Sin Futures Ambassador Program. These credentials are very customizable and, they really could be anything. And for example, let's just jump into this one. So these are all Solana addresses. You can see the last update time, the number of addresses inside this credential, where it says, okay, users who complete the following task between February and February 24th. And this was actually part of the Solana campaign. And basically it lists out the steps. Users had to achieve these tasks, complete these tasks in order for their address to become one of the 3,000 holders. Basically download Stepin, buy a sneaker, and follow Stepin's Twitter and Discord. And then you could be eligible inside this credential. So just to give you a quick overview of Galxe and kind of the build page, you can see I'll jump into a few case studies later that I think could be very relevant and very interesting to the creator community. We have our application modules. Our OAT, which is simply a digital badge. It's an on-chain achievement token run on Galxe's own contract. And the unique thing about it is it's a gasless solution. So the user doesn't have to pay for gas. It's a very, very easy user experience. However, that is only run on the BNB chain and Polygon network. And then we have our Galxe NFT. And basically what our Galxe NFT is, it'll be run on your own NFT contract, no code, generated from our dashboard with much more customization options where it can be a single drop or even a mystery box with multiple NFT arts and weighted probabilities and rareness. We have Galxe Vote. So this kind of goes back to the snapshot credential where you can give out a user who holds certain NFTs. Basically, you can assign voting power to these NFTs where they can come on Snapshot. Snapshot recognizes the NFT with that X amount of voting power, and maybe one NFT has 90% power. The other has 3% power. And the cool thing about it is, it can be based on anything. Maybe it's based on volume in your collection, or maybe it's just based on straight social participation, somebody who can't afford to, spend all that money on NFTs. So you can kind of even the playing field with, okay, well, this person, look at all the social contribution. They deserve to have more voting power. And then you have our Galxe ID. Credential APIs, kind of just what,
Just, we have a couple of listeners and audience saying that they screen. So do you mind zooming in just a little before you move on?
Yes, no problem. Sorry about that. How about now? A bit better? I can zoom in more.
Yeah, it should be much better, much better. And if you could.
Okay. What was the last thing you said? I'm sorry.
If you could just make up left corner, press on the green button, so the whole screen. That'd be sick.
Where's the green button?
Top left.
Top left.
Man.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, please take
it for letting me know.
It away.
Of course, thank you. So basically, here's our credential API. We allow users build your on-chain resume using any type of credential in your campaign to drive on-chain and off-chain growth. So let's go to spaces. And what I did, I created our own space for this workshop. And basically, this is what your space will look like. I'll show you what an actual filled up space looks like after this. But basically, you'll have all your campaigns and you'll have all your NFT contracts that will be listed right here. And for any creator, the space is completely customizable. What they can do is this. Now you can fill out, okay, your introduction. You can add as many admin addresses as you would like. Additionally, what you can do is add all your social links, your homepage, your Twitter, your GitHub, and where is the magic Eden? Right here. You fill it out and then you update. And then what happens is all this will populate right here. So in terms of creating campaigns, it's quite easy. And if your goal was, to launch a campaign within 5 minutes, you can certainly do that. We know how busy everybody is in this space. So this infrastructure, it is self-serve, and we like to call it, plug and play, really just dropping in anything and launching these campaigns quite seamlessly. So in terms of creating NFT contracts, this is how you do it. Like I said, it's no code. It's super quick, fast, and easy. What you'll do, you'll fill out your name, you'll put a symbol in, and then basically you'll choose your network. And you can choose from a variety of networks. And we do support Solana. However, we have to do it on the back end. So if you're looking for a Solana network, you'll ping us and we can set it up that way. And now you have the ability to make these transferable or non-transferable with the flip of a switch. And basically you'll deploy the contract and all you need to do is just pay the gas fees to create the contract. So we'll go in, we'll create a campaign. And basically we have a few different options where you have Galxe Oat, you'll have your drop campaign, your mystery box, and your parent campaign. So the mystery box, the parent campaign, and the drop campaign will run on your own NFT contract, while the Oat will run on Galxe's contract and it is gasless minting. And you do have the ability to subsidize the gas yourself for a drop campaign or a mystery box campaign. But all the user will need to do if they're participating in a drop campaign or mystery box, they'll just pay for the gas themselves. So let's skip this for now. Basically, like I said, this is as plug and play as it gets, and you could put in your title, your description, how this NFT can be achieved, what the user needs to do, and complete in order to claim this NFT. So the next thing is you'll choose your campaign period, where you can choose when the minting begins and when it ends. And the cool thing about this is you can really choose, break it down to the minute and the second, and this is completely based on your time zone. And you do have the ability to make this a public campaign where it has exposure to the Galxe community of 8 million plus. And you do have the ability to make it a private campaign where only users with this specific URL link will be able to access the campaign. The next thing is you'll enter your NFT name, and then you can choose the contract from the drop-down menu. And since there's no contracts right here, but basically once you create these contracts, they will populate right here. And you don't need to create a contract for each one of your campaigns. You can run as many campaigns as you'd like on the same contract. So all you need to do is create one, and then you can just let your campaigns go. You have the ability to enter in metadata if you so choose. However, it is optional. And this right here is where you're going to put your NFT art. And you can see the specs: PNG, GIF, JPEG, MP4 are all acceptable specs. Max 20 megabytes, and we do recommend a 5 to 6 portrait. So the next part is the token gating solution, where you can really plug and play these credentials. You do have the ability to put a minting cap on this, but let's show you the credentials. And you can choose from any one of these credentials, and basically what's going to happen next is you'll go ahead and create new. And as I mentioned earlier, about the Twitter credentials, the Discord credentials, the EVM address, Solana, this is all where they're curated. So EVM address and Solana address will be the same. So obviously only Solana addresses will go in here. And we do have a few ways to credential this data. We can credential it through Snapshot, where you just come in here, you upload a CSV file of all the addresses manually. What you can also do, we have an API call where we have documentation to connect to an API endpoint. And we also have subgraph, where if you have a subgraph ready, you can connect the subgraph, and basically we can pull in these results pretty, instantaneously. And then we have a Google Sheet. And basically the Google Sheet, it is a manual upload. However, you pull the addresses and then you drop them in a Google Sheet, and then Galxe can sync these addresses into a credential every 12 hours. So it's not right away, but it's a very easy process, easy to set up, and it's one of our newer credential types. But basically, you would put the title on this credential. What is it? Is it a trader who has bought 5 NFTs in your collection? Is it somebody who has swapped X to Y, traded X amount of volume? That's where you'll distinguish that right here. The next is going to be your description. What's the credential about? How can users achieve this? And you can see right here as a few call to actions. And then basically the link could be a link to your collection. It could be a link to how they can complete that task. And then you can go ahead and you can click create, and the credential can generate right away, and you plug into your campaign. The other things that we can credential, you'll have Discord voice channel, which is Discord AMA. And basically you'll add our Discord bot to your server. You'll select the channel in which you want to credential or the role. And as an example, this isn't the best example. Maybe you want to credential this role. Basically, what you'll do, you'll put the participation period when the AMA starts and when it ends. And this is actually the chat, the AMA channel, which will credential, not the role. And then you'll select your minimum participation time. So maybe users need to stay in for 20 minutes, and it doesn't have to be consecutively. As long as they're in there for 20 minutes, they'll get credentialed and can claim a badge. And that represents, hey, I attended this Discord AMA, and you can kind of create loyalty programs like this. Someone who's attended 3 times, 5 times, I'm sure it's good to know who's always engaged, who are your most supportive users, and you can really reward accordingly, just like that. And this is the Discord member credential, where you'll just select your server. And the role that you want the credential, and users can come claim if they have that channel or that role. And Discord message credential is actually a brand new credential where you could track somebody who messages for X amount of days. You do the same thing, select your server, your channel, and maybe you want to find a user who messages for 5 days straight. This is how you generate this credential. Really interesting, really cool, but a great way to track engagement inside your Discord. And then for our Twitter credentials, basically, if you want the credential of following in your account, you drop your URL in, you can create. And for the other credentials, it's really the same way. Your URL, the like. You can do a quote tweet, which is one of my favorites, inputting certain hashtags, and maybe they need to mention at least 3 friends. The retweet credential, just the URL link of that tweet. And even Twitter Space. You want to reward somebody for attending a Twitter Space, just like a Discord AMA. Basically, you'll put the space URL in right here, and then this will auto-populate a description and a title. And then for our snapshot, basically, you'll post the snapshot proposal right here, and then you have GitHub too. And that is, all the credentials that Galxe offers. And I think, the cool thing is you can really gamify this, however, you're looking to gamify it. Maybe we'll do this, for example, on a hypothetical. You want somebody to attend this Twitter space. Also, like this tweet, you can add as many credentials and pair on-chain and off-chain credentials together, or you can just do complete the off-chain credentials. It's really whatever your growth goals are, we can credential that data. So I think where this really comes, full circle is how can soulbound tokens help, allow users to distinguish themselves, build that profile, and allow a creator to say, okay, wow, well, we can really track who is maybe paying royalties, on our collections, and we can track who is being engaged on Twitter, who is doing any other actions that we can credential, and basically that NFT can represent the user who has completed all those actions and everything that they've done in your ecosystem or your community. So this is where the Galxe ID comes into play, where you'll have all your NFTs, all your oats, and all your credentials that you've achieved, accomplished in the Galxe ecosystem. And basically, this is all your EVM addresses, your Solana address, Twitter, Discord, and GitHub, bind it to your Galxe ID. And you'll have a social following. You can follow people. People can follow you back. And the cool thing is our SDK is coming out, which you can integrate. And basically, the user can, share their wallet address to you and their Twitter and Discord connected to it. So that's just a great way to, to engage with users and actually get, higher, more quality information from them that you may not have without something like this. And a few examples, Galxe is really great for whitelisting campaigns, social campaigns, and the on-chain growth campaign. And I think what's really interesting is we can, you can give just one badge, a soulbound token, to your community. And maybe as they keep, paying royalties or achieving higher status in your community, you can update the metadata on that card. So as they achieve the higher status, the metadata updates, and maybe now they're eligible for more perks. And at the same time, it's incentivizing users to keep maybe, paying royalties, buying NFTs, and that SBT, it'll never be able to get sold. So you'll be able to track the data easily and create your credentials at the same time. And I think, in my opinion, that's, the best way to engage with your community and really, track data, credential it, and, reward users for, doing the actions that, you're looking for them to achieve. Galxe, we also have forging functionality. You run a few campaigns, and basically users, collect 3 NFTs, you could forge it so they can collect a VIP level NFT. We have the ability to do exclusive content where you're giving out NFTs, and maybe that exclusive content is only for royalty payers, and that user who claims the NFT can only see the exclusive content. Anybody without it can't see the exclusive content. A few campaigns that I wanted to show you. that I think would be really helpful are, one is the .bnb domain whitelist carnival. This was a whitelist campaign, 25,000 plus NFTs minted. And you can see it was a series of campaigns to achieve X amount of tasks in order to be eligible for a whitelist spot. And this is what Galxe is great for: generating exposure, engaging your community, and making the community earn, these certain whitelist spots. You can see one's a meme contest, an AMA questionnaire, doing a quiz, attending a series of events in order, to claim these spots, because you only want to give the whitelist spot to the user who earns it, who is most engaged. And here's an idea of what the front end actually looks like in a campaign. Users that have finished the Space ID quiz before June 22nd at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll just drop this down right here. And here's another one. Submitted a valid question for the AMA. And here's another campaign. Massively successful. Sorry about that. Massively successful, but basically the credentials were, hey, retweet this tweet, follow this Twitter, and join our Discord. 18,000 minted just from doing these actions. Incredible exposure. I think they had around 100 followers before they did this campaign on Galxe. And now they have 23,000. And this is in less than a week. And they also boosted their Discord from 100 or so people to 8,000 plus. So leveraging the power of Galxe, leveraging the power of our community to run these types of campaigns, to drive exposure to your art, to your collections. Here's Polygon, leveraging our Twitter Space credential, allowing users to claim a badge who attended. After the space is over, users can come right away and mint these badges. What I think you guys will find very interesting now, this campaign was with JPEGs, a marketplace on AVEX. Basically, you can just read this. You'll see, follow JPEG's Twitter, this other Twitter, and retweet a certain link and join our Discord. And this is a mystery box campaign where they could achieve any one of these pieces of art. And basically what you can do, you could set it up weighted probabilities, weighted rarities, where maybe, for example, this has a 60% chance of being minted. Maybe this one has a 5% chance of being minted. It's completely customizable. And you can see they have 5 rarity tiers. Here's the utility. 19,000 plus minted. And here are the credentials. One of our most successful campaigns was with Polygon. And basically what they wanted to do was drive growth, drive volume, exposure on the Matic network through OpenSea. And they created different loyalty tiers, the credential users. And this is exactly what you guys can do and creators can do. Credentialing data, understanding your user base, and leveraging these credentials to token gate campaigns moving forward. And the goal right here, to claim all 4 NFTs. If you claim all 4, you can forge and get a VIP level tier. However, you can see, get 3 NFTs, get 3, get 2. An address that successfully bought 10 NFTs on OpenSea, 3 mystery boxes. Sold 10 NFTs. Bought NFT 5 times. This is a great example of how you can create your on-chain loyalty program, how you can credential data. And what I will show you, not this one. So this was the VIP NFT. 15,000 of them were minted, and they forged these and burned them in the one. And then just to give you an example, this is a DEX. Basically what they did, they said, hey, swap into any one of the 41 whitelisted campaigns on our DEX and collect an NFT for each token. And they credentialed this through Subgraph. So once a user completed the task, they were really eligible to claim right away. And this was on Arbitrum. 516,000 plus NFTs minted. And to give you an idea of how it was set up, here's USDC. And all they asked was, hey, follow our Twitter and swap this token, minimum of $20, claim this NFT. And like I said, you could always pair on-chain credentials with off-chain credentials. Because at the same time they're running this campaign, they're tapping into the Galxe community, leveraging their community, and they're leveraging our Twitter credentials to drive even more exposure to it, to bring, to make sure users, do these certain retweets. And with these retweets, you will get thousands of retweets. So it's also bringing new users in. And what I can show you about this one, let me just jump back here. This retweet credential drove 21,000 plus retweets through the power of Galxe. And this also, as it shows you, the ability of Galxe's marketing power. So that is a demo of the platform. That's what Galxe's functionality is, how we can help creators grow their community, grow their collection, and grow their protocol, and leverage soulbound tokens to create, dynamically updating loyalty cards where you can update the metadata. Or if you don't want to do the dynamically updating loyalty card, you can run these campaigns to reward users who are paying royalties, who are promoting your collection, who are helping you achieve success. And these NFTs can have certain utilities, certain perks that that allows the user to be rewarded for their involvement and their engagement. So I want to open up the questions right now. Happy to do a Q&A and answer any questions that you guys may have. And at the end, I do have something special for you guys. So nobody go anywhere. Stay tuned, please.
All right. I don't think we have a lot of questions, man, prepared for you. If you're willing to take them.
Yeah, of course. Should I just read off the side?
All right. Yeah. I was looking at the chat, but it has any questions either here or on Twitter. So I have the one. They're a little more general, like not very technical, but just what your approach is going into all this. But when is the SDK going to?
Yeah, so the SDK is actually available right now for integration. We do have documentation on it. I'm happy to share that as well after the call. Basically what we can do, if you want to, I can set up a special Discord channel where, if you want to join the Galxe Discord, I'll have my community mods set up a channel for anyone who joined, and we can share all that information in there. And I think one other thing that I wanted to talk about was our Galxe Passport, which is basically, it is a soulbound token. It is minted on BNB chain, and what it represents is a real verified user, basically who goes through Persona's verification process. And it's really, there's two things to it. It's for compliance purposes, INOs, ICOs, IDOs, and it's also for silo prevention. So that's also really, something that you can leverage as well as our Galxe Passport. It is the second, it's right behind the Binance BAB token. It's the second largest solution in the space behind the Binance BAB token.
Cool. Thank you. And yeah, so the first one, what inspired you to build these tools?
Yeah, I think what inspired us is giving users the ability to own their own data, and giving creators and curators the ability to monetize it off of it. And the applications that need this data allowing them to have access to it to grow their protocol. Whereas you see like a Google and Facebook, they own your data and they monetize off it, themselves.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. We realized too when we came out with MetaShield and brought on a more broader conversation around the images, whether or not they are changeable, to put it in. Yeah, it's really nice to see that you guys are bringing this in. What do you
Absolutely.
think? Yeah, as a developer or just getting into a suite of tools, what do you think about the future, broadly speaking?
Can you repeat that? What do I think about the future of what?
Solana.
Sorry, it's just a little bit hard to hear you. You're kind of flickering in and out. What was that again?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I wanted to ask, like, what do you think is the future of Solana NFTs?
I think Solana NFTs has a big future. They have, Solana has a great ecosystem, a lot of great projects building on top of it, a lot of great creators. So I anticipate as, more people get involved in crypto, more people get involved in the Solana ecosystem, and the more, Solana NFTs come to life, I anticipate, big plans for it. And, I only see it going up from here.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Always happy about optimism and positivity in the space. Once again, thank you so much for hopping on and talking about whatever it is, all these things that you're different to just help with creator monetization tools and royalty and encouragement that you guys are building. So understanding this is all in the context of the hackathon that we're hosting. I'd love to understand, like, what are your 2 cents? If you could just share your I think our hackathon applicants should focus on, what would it be? Like focusing on in terms of developing a revenue stream or royalty and encouragement?
I think the revenue will come. I think, obviously you want to focus on, developing revenue stream. I think it's just more important to really build the community and, engage with the community, understand who your audience is, and, really reward them accordingly, because the more you build your community, the more you're able to reward them and the more you're able to engage with them, you're always, you'll be a step ahead of the competition. And for other people that haven't leveraged these types of tools or haven't maybe understood who their audience is or built some on-chain loyalty program out. So what I can say is, there is a reason why many, brands have loyalty programs. And the reason is because it works and people like them and people deserve to be rewarded for, their contributions, whether it's paying royalties, whether it's social support, maybe it's, driving revenue by buying NFTs. So there is a reason why these, loyalty programs, are created, because they work. So I think really understanding how to engage with your community and leverage these social tools, they're really impactful. And with Galxe, you have exposure to a community of 8 million plus active Galxe ID users. I think that's a massive opportunity that you want to take advantage of and not miss. Because especially now in a market this tough, it's important to be able to connect and engage with users and credentials.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And we have one final question for people who want to get started with your tools, suite of tools. Is there a getting started doco to get started?
There definitely is. So we're actually in beta right now. We're not permissionless yet. However, anybody that attended this call, you will be granted access to Galxe if you so choose to be a part of what we're doing. So I created a Google form. I'm going to drop it in this chat, and it's going to stay open for 10 to 15 minutes max. And basically, you'll fill out the information that's requested, and then just give us about 7 days to respond. It'll most likely be quicker, but you'll as a token of appreciation for attending this workshop, supporting this workshop, you'll have access to Galxe and our tools. And what I also want to do, I know some people I can see in the comments have been asking, hey, is there more information? What I also will do is drop our docs so you can understand what Galxe is about and check out some of the other case studies that we've done, and some of the other collaborations and partnerships that we've done.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jake. Really appreciate it. And earlier on, you were talking about a surprise. Can you please share on that front? Like, what do you have for us, man?
Well, can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
You said you had a surprise announcement. What was that?
I did.
About?
I did. So where can I have a URL link that I need to drop in the chat. Where can I do that? Because I'm not sure how to do it.
Honestly, I'm not too sure either, but maybe we can work that out. And because
try dropping it in the chat on the right. Does that work?
Message.
I
think it's only from the audience. Let me. Maybe I could send it to you, and before we sign off, someone could log in as an audience member and drop it in there.
Yeah, send it to me. I can send it in the chat.
Let me just drop it in our chat really quickly. Everybody, hang tight, please. Bear with us. One moment. And also this one to our docs.
All right. It should be in Twitch
awesome.
chat.
It is in.
Great. And can we just make amazing? So also one other thing before we sign off is the Galxe Passport, which I did mention. We are giving the first 100,000 mints of the Galxe Passport at no charge. Basically, all you need to do is just pay a small gas fee, which is a couple cents. But definitely check out our Galxe Passport too. And let me just share my screen one more time. Basically, your Galxe Passport will live inside your Galxe ID, the soulbound token. And in order to mint your Galxe Passport, if you don't have it yet, you can just go to Galxe ID, drop down Passport. As I said, the first 100,000 mints are free, so make sure you get your passport before there's more than 100,000 mints.
Awesome, cool. I think that brings us to the end of this workshop. If you'd like to share before we wrap things up?
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to say thank you to Magic Eden for including us in this workshop, and thank you everybody for attending, everybody for joining the workshop. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you were able to take a lot away from it. Please, fill out the information in the Google Doc. As I said, it'll stay open for 10 to 15 minutes max at the conclusion of this workshop. So we look forward to onboarding you. We look forward to helping you grow, and yeah, we're grateful to be here. And thank you so much.
Awesome. Yeah, once again, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate your time and just talk to everyone here, teaching them a lot about the stuff, even for all the normies for tuning in. It's the first time we tried streaming on Twitter, so we're very happy. And we've got something else for our Magic DAO attendees out here today. You guys are waiting for a certain code. Then, Jake, do you know?
I do know the code. Let me just double check. This code is going to be Supernova. So once again, it is Supernova.
Supernova, all lower caps.
No spaces.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. We've got a few more workshops going ahead. So if you want to stay up to date, what's next about the hackathon, the different workshops we have ready for you, Magic Eden, and just stay posted. We've got a lot more fun stuff coming up. So once again, really appreciate it, and have a great weekend, man.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Enjoy, everybody.